everyone. This presentation will cover the progress I have made during the summer of 2020. My dissertation topic is based upon my personal experience as a student with a disability. My unique perspective comes from attending 5 different academic institutions and encountering several challenges. I have vast experience dealing with disability services and have communicated and interacted with a variety of faculty throughout my academic career. I will look at the problem of practice where professors are able or willing to provide accommodations to students with disabilities. I would like to discover what factors are correlated with their ability or willingness to accommodate. To accommodate students with disabilities, colleges need appropriate support services to provide adequate accommodations. Faculty need a positive attitude. My research will focus on professors' knowledge of disability law and the professional development they have obtained. The purpose of this study is to determine the factors which affect a professor's ability or willingness to accommodate students with disabilities. The independent variables will include teaching experience, professional development, rank, department, and campus. The dependent variables are ability and willingness, which will be compared between the 3 USF campuses. The research questions for this investigation will be whether or not teaching experience, professional development, familiarity with disability law, faculty rank, academic department, campus, gender, or age affect a professor's ability or willingness to accommodate. My research is different because I will look at these variables through the lens of all 3 USF campuses. I will be using a survey method. Several considerations for using this method include possible bias, self-reporting errors, non-responses, as well as others pertaining to population, which is self-selected, and responses, which depend sometimes on accurate memory and recall. Much of the literature has been directed towards specific disabilities. Not much has been written about the ability or willingness of faculty to accommodate students with disabilities. Little has been written about faculty attitudes, but more has been written about quality and efficiency of accommodation and the legal responsibilities that faculty have to students with disabilities. I will use survey method to assess professors' knowledge, ability, willingness, confidence on communication to accommodate students with disabilities. The survey will be distributed to all USF faculty through email using Qualtrics. Responses will be anonymous. Once data is collected, it will be compiled and analyzed using statistical analysis. It was suggested that I run a pilot study, so I distributed an alpha version of my survey to leadership class at the end of May. After revision, I distributed a second version. In total, I have 16 responses so far. Here's the first question, with the results demonstrated. This question asks about the gender of respondents. Originally, I offered the selections of female, male, and other. It was suggested that I use binary as a gender option. When I distributed the pilot study, I included a comment section, and this is where respondents suggested the change. This question asks respondents to select the age range. I added a younger age range to the next version. This was another suggestion from the pilot group. The largest group of respondents were from 36 to 45 years old. The second most common age bracket was 46 to 55. It should be noted that this is a small pool of respondents and the data may present differently when the sample population is larger. This question addresses the campus where a professor teaches. As expected, Tampa is the largest of the three campuses. This question asks about college in which the professors teach. The distribution was to EDG students, and thus the USF Tampa Campus College of Education and USF St. Pete College of Education had the most respondents. This question asks professors to identify their rank. The results of this preliminary survey may be deceiving as the other selection is large and non-descriptive. In the next round of distribution, other will be broken down into adjunct, professional staff, or other. Question 6 asks the number of years a professor has spent teaching post-secondary education. The most common answer was less than 5 years, which significantly points out where the majority of respondents lie. The academic level taught by respondents is shown here. Most professors teach undergraduate students, which is the largest student population across the entire USF system. When asked for their preferred setting to supplement instruction, professors chose hybrid, which is a combination of in-person and online instruction. This slide addresses how many hours of professional development training the respondents have had. Less than 10 hours was the greatest number selected by respondents. This slide shows the topics instructors wish to learn about. How to accommodate students with disabilities while utilizing Canvas or other learning management system was the most selected choice. Since we are moving to a more hybrid and online class environment, this may be the focus of future professional development courses. This item asks about preferred setting for professional development, and most respondents selected a hybrid setting. This slide shows how respondents provide accommodations most comfortably. Among face-to-face, online, and hybrid environments, there seems to be mostly no preference among the respondents for this question. This question asks about a professor's ability to fulfill the requirements of the Americans with Disabilities Act and Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act. The most common answer happened to be that they were moderately able to provide and fulfill the requirements of ADA, more so than that of Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act. This is how much knowledge respondents have regarding accommodations. Respondents reported that they have a moderate level of knowledge regarding the Americans with Disabilities Act, but somewhat less regarding Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act. This question asked how respondents would rate themselves on their willingness to accommodate students with disabilities. Most rated themselves to be of an advanced level. Next, I wanted to know how respondents rated themselves in terms of their confidence to accommodate students with disabilities. Moderate or advanced were the most common answers, with 2 respondents claiming that they were expertly confident. The largest group of respondents were moderately communicative with students with disabilities. This is an area for improvement, as so many researchers consider communication to be an important factor in student success. Although this is just the beginning of data collection, and my sampling so far is minimal at best, in particular, information is already coming to light. When final distribution and collection of data are complete, I expect to answer my questions regarding my problem of practice and bring more to the forefront for suggesting future research. Thank you for listening and have a good day.